Hello, everybody. My name is Eric D. Johnson, also known as BrightShine. I live right here in the city of Memphis. It's in the county sheriff. It's in the state of Tennessee. Today and date. It's early Monday morning, October the 16th, 2017. Time 4:55 a.m. First, say thank you to all my fans, my support for your continued encouragement and support. I'll continue to keep myself employed right here in this Memphis tri-state area. I'll continue to further my education at Monroe College online, pursuing my associate degree studying business administration, concentration mark. And I'll tell you what, I'm gonna do my Instagram one time because I'm gonna do Periscope, and then I'm gonna do my Facebook live. So what I'm doing right now, I'm gonna do my Instagram. Hello, everybody. My name is Eric D. Johnson, also known as BrightShine. I live right here in the city of Memphis, in the county sheriff, in the state of Tennessee. Today's date is early Monday morning, October 16, 2017. Time 4:57 a.m. First, say thank you to all my fans, my support for your continued encouragement and support. Always first give thanks to God for all his blessings and his guidance. And let me Now what I'm gonna do right now, do my periscope. Hello everybody, my name is Eric D. Johnson, also on BrightShine right here in the city of Memphis, in the county sheriff, in the state of Tennessee. Today's date is early Monday morning, October the 16th, 2017. Time 5:03 a.m. First, say thank you all my fans, my support, for your continued encouragement and support. And on today's video, now tell you what. On today's video, we're gonna do something real special today. I'm gonna, I know I ain't do my video yesterday on Saturday, but on today being early Monday morning, Sunday. I meant Saturday, Saturday. I was intending on doing my video, but I kind of went to sleep late at night. I ain't go to sleep till like 1, 2 in the morning on early Sunday, Saturday night, early Sunday morning. So, but we're gonna do something real special on today's video. Like I said, I'm gonna do my Periscope first, and then we're gonna do my Facebook Live. But everybody's familiar with the Guinness Book of World Records, right? Familiar with the Guinness Book of World Records. Now, on today's video, on my Periscope video and my Facebook Live video, we want to address this, issue about rap music. You understand, rap music, and we want to, put our support behind getting the Guinness Book of World Records to rectify the, make a correction. They saying that the Sugar Hill Gang did the first, rap song, Rapper's Delight, in 1978, 79, somewhere like that. But they recorded it, and we want to make sure we give, credit where credit is due. So want to make sure on my Periscope video today and on my Facebook Live video that I put my support behind getting the Book of World Records to give credit where credit is due, and I want to do that first. You know, understand? Plus time won't permit, but what I want to do first is do a little background. Inform everybody about who we're talking about and everything in this next. So let me get this. Let me click right here. Let me see how much. Okay. Now, the first man that we want to give credit to, we want to make sure we get credit, is a man named Nene Kwame Ampadu One. Nene Kwame Ampadu One. Nene Kwame Ampadu One, and his African Brothers Band International. My little market. Alright. Now we're gonna go to Nene Kwame Ampadu One and his African Brothers Band International. They have a website, so we're gonna get it going. His life. That way you know how to spell the man's name. Look the man up. Nene Kwame Ampadu One and his African Brothers Band International. Nene Kwame Ampadu One and his African Brothers Band International. Now, Nene Kwame Ampadu One was born to Opening Kwame Ampadu and the head of the Osone clan of Obo Kwehu in the eastern region of Ghana, and Madam Mercy Efue Interiwe, a staunch Presbyterian also of Obo Kwehu. Now, Nene Kwame Ampadu was born at Obo Kwehu on March 31st, 1945, was named Kwame Ampadu after his father. Little Ampadu was enrolled into the Obo Roman Catholic Primary School from 1950 to 1952, where his parents took him to the village in Demaray near Eboam in the Amphram's Plains and had continuation of his schooling from class 3 to standard 3. Now class 6 and completed the junior primary school in 1955. Ampadu developed keen interest in singing at school and had a very tantalizing and captivating voice to the admiration of his teachers, who proudly chose him to give the school tune whenever it was called for. Kwame Ampadu furthered his elementary school at Obo Anglican Middle Boys School from 1956 to 1959 and came out successful as a brilliant form for 4 level. At the senior school, the Obo Anglican Middle Boys authorities, including teachers, took delight in the cute figure Ampadu, not for his brilliance only, but his artistic exuberance in singing. This made the head teacher, one Master Kwoko, proud to robe him as a chorister and also appointed him as the only tune picker at all times. Before Ampadu finished his elementary school, he had sat and passed the West African Examination and Council's Common Entrance in 1957 and gained admission with half scholarship to Abu Akwe State College, but his father expressed his financial incapacitation, and thus young Ampadu had no option than to finish the middle school, after which he proceeded to Accra to join some relatives to find a job. Ampadu was so cute and tiny that people took him to be a child and would not be convinced that he was a middle school leaver who could be considered for a job. This was in 1960. After a few months of sojourn in the capital city, Accra, Kwame Ampadu, or this time Patrick Kwemu Ampadu, was called to take a job as a messenger with the Ministry of Agriculture at Kwehu in Presu. His father, it was learned, had sought this job for him. Ampadu took this challenge and did remarkably well with his employers and officials of Agri Ministry. It was during this period that Patrick Ampadu saw that he had been blessed with a gift of composition. Though he was not near an instrument, he was able to compose songs, which he repeatedly sang them, and retentive as he was with his memory, never forgot them. Ampadu at times sang to entertain some of his friends and admirers. Before he could see the 10th month of his employment, he abandoned his post and fled to Accra again. A schoolmate, one Noah, who was a guitarist, had gone to invite young Ampadu to quit his job to come and join him in Accra, where they would manage to form a band. So he finally arrived in Accra. But upon inquiries about Noah, he became disappointed. Noah has gone to Agogo, and from indications, he was not coming back to stay in Accra. Ampadu, though disappointed, never lost hope. His brothers and sisters, 4 of them, were in Accra, so he settled with his immediate senior brother, Rover Amo Ampadu, who incidentally became the manager of African Brothers Band International since its formation. One of his relatives, Nene Nyako, who was an executive member of Yemo's band, introduced little Ampadu to Mr. P.K. Yemau, the leader and founder of the band, who auditioned and employed him as a treble singer. But his zeal and interest in singing for Yamoe's band was dashed when Mr. Yamoe decided to go and stay in Kumasi, the Ashanti regional capital, with the group, and requested if he would like to go with him. The boy's relatives would not give in to such proposition, and that he was still a small boy, and they felt it was not safe for him to stay in Kumasi. True. The next option was to look for some work to do. Some of the sources of application letters he sent to various institutions and departments yielded results, and one of them, the United Ghana Farmers Council Corporation. They employed him as a messenger and later as a canteen supervisor. Before then, he had served one Mr. Anson, the proprietor of Fake Drugstore in Okashi, Accra. In 1962, he also worked with the UGLCC from 1963 to 1960. He later met Eddie Doncourt, later senior Eddie Doncourt, and with the inclusion of Nene and Yako, Ya Asante, Ya Owusu, Grover Amor, Kwame Anim, and Kugafori, the formation of the African Brothers Band was effected. The inauguration of the African Brothers Band took place at the Park Cinema in Accra in 1963. During all these years, young Patrick Ampedu has not less than 50 good compositions, but no producer or publisher would even give him and his group auditions to access their capabilities because they were small boys. In those days, it was not common to see small boys becoming public entertainers or singers. However, they were not in the least daunted and continued to play at funerals and hase or Muslim weddings called Sunne. In fact, the group was a delight to watch when they performed, even though they played with worn-out musical instruments. Later, around 1964, Joe D, an electrician, and Arpon Kiyi Yiku joined the group as bass player and tenor singer, respectively. In 1964, Young Ampedu met Mr. Jerry Hansen, leader and founder of the Ramblers Dance Band, and cultivated his acquaintance, where Ampedu gave Jerry 8 songs in all for free, which the Ramblers Band recorded. Some of the songs are Into Boise, April 27, Scholarship, Me and So Rome, Bipu. All these songs became hit tracks. One good turn deserves another. Mr. Jerry Hansen, seeing the musical competence in Ampedu, introduced him to Phillips West Africa Limited, a recording publisher, and Ampedu was given the chance to record 2 single tracks for a 45 RPM release. The maiden recording was done at the Ghana Film Industries Corporation on the 14th of November 1966. The first track that was recorded that day was Yankee Dabiri, with Suma Nesu and Toko as the flip side. The single was released on 21st December 1966. The single album became an instant hit and served as the beginning of a new era in the guitar band sector. The thought-provoking nature of the lyrics in those 2 title tracks made many people felt it was some old or veteran musicians who sang these songs. From this stage, promoters and producers chased the group for recording and performing engagements. It was no wonder that in early 1967, the group went to stay in Kumasi under the invitation and sponsorship of a hotelier, the proprietor of Ambassador Gardens in Hassan, a Mokorn. At the tail end, the African Brothers Band settled with DK and Yako of Oboboe Records and Happy Bird labels. Having formerly recorded for the Ambassador Records of Kumasi and the GFIC in 1967, the mutual and verbal contract was signed with Mr. DK and Yako, who provided accommodation and musical instruments and some other pertaining contractual agreement. In 1967 alone, the group recorded 8 songs for the Ambassador Records and 16 songs for GFIC between 1968 and 1978, where Nene Ampedu requested for the abrogation of its contract with Mr. DK and Yako. The group had released not less than 400 single tracks. Year after year, the African Brothers Band International released hits and sensational song tracks. In 1972, the government of Ghana, NLC, organized a nationwide big and small bands competition to select the best high life band. The final was held at the Rex Cinema in Accra. And in the end, the African Brothers Band International emerged as the winner, and PSK and Paydu was crowned at the Arts Council of Ghana by the state on February 10, 1973, with the title of M12 Hihini Nene Kwemu, and Paydu was conferred on him. Alright, let me see here. Okay. Now, the song that we talking about, that's a rap song. The title of the song is EBTE. It was recorded in 1967. 1967. Tilt it over here. Oh, let me one more mark here. The title of the song is EBTE 1967. Now, I've been reading from the website. I went to the website, so everybody that's listening, you can go to the website, Nene Kwame and Paydu.com. Go to Nene Kwame and Paydu.com. That's where I've been reading from. Now, be that true. Let me see. I got the thing set up over here. Now, my computer, the sound on my, I gotta get my computer worked on. I just ain't had time to get over there. But what I'm gonna do, I got a YouTube video for both these artists, musicians, and on my laptop right here. So I'm gonna play the YouTube video. I'm gonna play YouTube on my laptop so everybody can hear. So this is Nene Kwame and Paydu 1, and the hit song is a rap song. It's a rap song recorded in 1967. and the title of the song is EBTE. Let me get over here. Now, that was a song that's Mr. Nene Kwame Mpedu One and his African Brothers Band International is trying to get the credit being the first rap song, understand? And recorded, as I said, the title of the song is EBTE, recorded in 1967. And so, and it was a hit, you know what I mean? It was a hit song. And so, now we're going to go to the next gentleman. Let me take this down. Let me. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this is. Oh, okay. Now, And again, before we go to this other gentleman, I'm gonna put Mr. Nene Kwame and Paydu one. It's Mr. Nene Kwame and Paydu one, and his African Brothers Band International. Mr. Nene Kwame M. Paydu one and his African Brothers Band International. Now this next gentleman that we are trying to get credit for rap music and things of this nature in the Guinness Book of World Records. We want to help as much as we can to get the Guinness Book of World Records to give this man the credit that he is entitled, that he is due. And now, this man's name, Jidu Blay Mboli. Jidu Blay Mboli from Ghana. Jidu Blay Mboli. Yeah, my market. G. Dublé and Bo Lee. In the rap song Samigwe Do, 1973. Mr. G. Dublé and Bo Lee. And it was also an album. Not just a song, but a whole rap album. The whole album was a rap. Was a rap. But he did a song, Samigwe Do. It was 1973. G. Dublé and Bo Lee from Ghana. Now I'm gonna read his bio and want to give our support on giving this man the credit for doing rap recordings first. For recording rap first. Album, song. (1973). Samigwe Do. Now, I'm finna read Mr. G. Dublé and Bo Lee's bio. Excuse me. Born in 1947 in Sikundi in Western Ghana. Singer, songwriter, producer, interpreter, multi-instrumentalist, inventor of rap music, and Afro-funk legend, Nene G. Dublé and Bo Lee made his name the Samigwe Do Man when he unleashed his unique brand of Samigwe music on an eager yet unsuspecting world in the 70s with the release of his Samigwe Do, fusing high life and funk music. This versatile, impressionable, and irrepressible musical life force exploded on the musical scene more than 40 years ago with the factual first rap song in the world called Samigwe Do. Since that hit, he has led many bands, including his own, in 1979 and 8, and Bo Lee celebrated his silver jubilee in music in 1998. And Bo Lee's early years of musical interest date back to the tender age of 8 when he began playing his father's flute until he had taught himself how to play it. His formal musical training came at the age of 14 under the apprenticeship of Uncle Bunku, who then introduced him to the guitar. The young music enthusiast continued to learn the rudiments of music from the late Sammy Larté and Ebo Taylor. And Bo Lee spent a great part of his day listening to records of musicians living in the United States. He contributes his free style of singing to such mentors as James Brown, Ray Charles, and the late Sam Cooke. During the 60s, the young aspiring musician was excitingly impressed with the music he heard on the popular radio show Voice of America Jazz Hour. The show featured such jazz giants as Jimmy Smith, Max Roach, Wes Montgomery, Charlie Parker, Clifford Brown, Miles Davis, John Coltrane, Ella Fitzgerald, and Billy Eckstine, and many others. They all became part of M. Bo Lee's early musical experience. The band leader's talent was not limited to Ghana. G. Dublé and Bo Lee was soon invited to London, where he performed to standing room only crowds, having experienced success in his own country as well as London. It was time for the ambitious musician to test his musical abilities elsewhere. In 1988, M. Bo Lee arrived in New York City, USA, and Bo Lee's performance career is extensive and impressive. He has toured throughout West Africa, Europe, Canada, and the United States. He has performed on stage with some of the world's most celebrated African and international artists, such as Miriam Makeba of South Africa, the late Fela Anika Kulepo Kuti of Nigeria, the late George Howard, Angela Bofield, Norma Connor, Mano Dibango, Lakeside, Chikuzan, Takashi of Japan, Ricardo Estrada of Cuba, Mayuto Korea of Brazil, and toured Ghana with Oscar Bashir and Michael Sessions. Because of his originality, his performances have left audiences raving and shouting for more, as was the case at the world-famous Apollo Theater in Harlem, New York. And Bo Lee has played the House of Blues in Hollywood, was a frequent performer at the Jazz Bakery in California and has played the standing room only crowds in London, England. Returning to Ghana in 1997, Mboli was honored with a standing ovation from the former president of Ghana, John Jerry Rawlings, and the First Lady at Ghana's Music Awards night. In October 2003, Mboli was prestigiously recognized for his commitment to his musical craft with a Lifetime Achievement Award by Jazz and Drew from Charles R. Drew University of Medicine and Science, Los Angeles, California. Additionally, he received a congressional gubernatorial certificate of special recognition by Congresswoman Juanita Millender McDonald. Also, LA Weekly nominated Mboli for Best World Beat Recombinant Artist 2003. Still very active on stage, in his studio, and elsewhere, G.Do. Blake Mboli has received uncounted music awards and has 29 albums to his credit, with album number 30 well on its way. It has been said that Mboli's music is entertaining, elevating, and spiritually inescapable, such that its uniqueness transcends all musical categories. So let's listen to Mr. G.Do. Blake Mboli's first rap song and album, 1973, recorded in 1973. So let me get this set up here. So midway do.
Wise man, how can I protect my credit score?
Use Capital One's free CreditWise app for alerts if your credit report.
Now I'm gonna get ready to end my Periscope video, and we're gonna go to Facebook Live, and so again, my name is Eric B. Johnson, also known as BrightShine. They're right here in the city of Memphis, in the county series, in the state of Tennessee. And I want to thank all my fans, my support, for your continued encouragement and support, and want to continue to throw out support behind Mr. Nene Kwame Mpedu I and his African Brothers Band International. And for this man and his band to be given the credit for rap music, for his contribution to rap music and music around the world. And Mr. Nene Kwame Mpedu I and his African Brothers Band International. We recorded Mr. Nene Kwame Mpedu I and his African Brothers Band International. And the song that they recorded, that was recorded by that he recorded as EBTE 1967. And also Mr. Jidu Blay Mboli. Mr. Jidu Blay Mboli. Mr. Jidu Blay Mboli. And the song that Mr. Jidu Blay Mboli and song and album Samikwe Do 1973. Mr. Jidu Blay Mboli, and the song that song that he recorded, it was also an album. Samikwe Do is in 1973. And so again, we want to throw our support behind these two men, for them to be given the recognition, the acknowledgement, the credit for their contribution to music around the world, recording rap music. And like I said, I'm gonna get ready to end my Periscope. We're gonna go to Facebook Live. Hello everybody, my name is Eric D. Johnson, also known as BrightShine. I live right here in the city of Memphis in the county of Shelby in the state of Tennessee. Today and date is early Monday morning, October the 16th, 2017, time 6:03 a.m. First, I thank all my fans, my support for your continued encouragement and support. And like I said, I just did my Periscope video, and we wanted to try to do as much to support two men from Ghana, two African men from Ghana, and in their efforts to get the credit that they are due for their contributions to music around the world, and more specific, rap music. And the first man that we want to mention, that we want to bring attention to, is named Mr. Nene Kwame Mpedu I and his African Brothers Band International. Mr. Nene Kwame Mpedu I and his African Brothers Band International. Mr. Nene Kwame Mpedu I and his African Brothers Band International. And he recorded a song in 1967. And the title of that song is EBTE. It's a rap song. Mr. Nene Kwame Mpedu I and his African Brothers Band International. And he recorded a song titled EBTE in 1967. Now I'm going to read some biography on Mr. Nene Kwame Mpedu. Was born to Opening Kwame Mpedu, the then head of the Esone clan of Obo Kwehu in the eastern region of Ghana, and Madam Mercy Efue Interiwe, a staunch Presbyterian also of Obo Kwehu. Nene Kwame Mpedu was born at Obo Kwehu on March 31st, 1945, was named Kwame Mpedu after his father. Little Mpedu was enrolled into the Obo Roman Catholic primary school from 1950 to 1952, where his parents took him to the village Ademre near Eboam in the Ephraim's Plains, and had continuation of his schooling from class 3 to standard 3, now class 6, and completed the junior or primary school in 1955. And Padu developed keen interest in singing at school and had a very tantalizing and captivating voice to the admiration of his teachers, who proudly chose him to give the school tunes whenever it was called for. Kwame Mpelu furthered his elementary school at Obo Anglican Middle Boys School from 1956 to 1959 and came out successfully as a brilliant Form 4 leaver. At the senior school, the Obo Anglican Middle Boys authorities, including teachers, took delight in the cute figure and Mpelu not for his brilliance only, but his artistic exuberance in singing. This made the head teacher, one Master Corco, proud to robe him as a chorister and also appointed him as the only tune picker at all times. Before Mpelu finished his elementary school, he had sat and passed the West African Examination Council Common Entrance in 1957 and gained admission with half scholarship to Abu Akwe State College, but his father expressed his financial incapacitation, and thus young Mpelu had no option than to finish the middle school, after which he proceeded to Accra to join some relatives to find a job. Mpelu was so cute and tiny that people took him to be a child and would not be convinced that he was a middle school leaver who could be considered for a job. This was in 1960, after a few months of sojourn in the capital city, Accra. Kwame Mpelu, or this time Patrick Kwame Mpelu, was called to take a job as a messenger with the Ministry of Agriculture at Kwahu in Prague. So his father, it was learned, had sought this job for him. Mpelu took this challenge and did remarkably well with his employers and officials of Agri Ministry. It was during this period that Patrick Mpelu saw that he had been blessed with a gift of composition. Though he was not near an instrument, he was able to compose songs, which he repeatedly sang them and retentive as he was with his memory, never forgot them. And Mpelu at times sang to entertain some of his friends and admirers. Before he could see the 10th month of his employment, he abandoned his post and fled to Accra again. A schoolmate, one Noah, who was a guitarist, had gone to invite young Mpelu to quit his job to come and join him in Accra, where they would manage to form a band. So he finally arrived in Accra. But upon inquiries about Noah, he became disappointed. Noah has gone to a go-go, and from indication, he was not coming back to stay in Accra. Mpelu, though disappointed, never lost hope. His brothers and sisters, 4 of them were in Accra, so he settled with his immediate senior brother, Rover Amo Mpelu, who incidentally became the manager of African Brothers Band International since his formation. One of his relatives, Nene Nyako, who was an executive member of Yemoe's band, introduced little Mpelu to Mr. P.K. Yemoe, the leader and founder of the band, who auditioned and employed him as a treble singer. But his zeal and interest in singing for Yemoe's band was dashed when Mr. Yemoe decided to go and stay in Kumasi, the Ashanti regional capital, with the group and requested if he would like to go with him. The boy's relatives would not give in to such proposition, in that he was still a small boy and they felt it was not safe for him to stay in Kumasi. The next option was to look for some work to do. Some of the scores of application letters he sent to various institutions and departments yielded results, and one of them, the United Ghana Farmers Council Corporation. They employed him as a messenger and later as a canteen supervisor. Before then, he had served one Mr. Ansong, the proprietor of Faith Drugstore in Okaishi, Accra, in 1962. He also worked with the UGLCC from 1963 to 1966. He later met Eddie Dunkor, later Senior Eddie Dunkor, and with the inclusion of Nene and Yako, Yao Asante, Yao Owusu, Rover Amo, Kwame Anim, and Ku Ofori, the formation of the African Brothers Band was effected. The inauguration of the African Brothers Band took place at the Park Cinema in Accra in 1963. During all these years, young Patrick Ampadu has not less than 50 good compositions, but no producer or publisher would even give him and his group audition to access their capabilities because they were small boys. In those days, it was not common to see small boys becoming public entertainers or singers. However, they were not in the least daunted and continued to play at funerals and hase or Muslim weddings called Sunne. In fact, the group was a delight to watch when they performed, even though they played with worn-out musical instruments. Later, around 1964, Joe D, an electrician and Apon Keyuku, joined the group as bass player and tenor singer, respectively. In 1964, young Ampadu met Mr. Jerry Hansen, leader and founder of the Ramblers Dance Band, and cultivated his acquaintance, where Ampadu gave Jerry 8 songs and all for free, which the Ramblers Band recorded. Some of the songs are Into Boise, April to Sing, Scholarship, Me and So, Rome, Bipu. All these songs became hit tracks. One good turn deserves another. Mr. Jerry Hansen, seeing the musical competence in Ampadu, introduced him to Philips West Africa Limited, a recording publishers, and Ampadu was given the chance to record 2 single tracks from a 45 RPM release. The maiden recording was done at the Ghana Film Industries Corporation on the 14th of November 1966. The first track that was recorded that day was at Yankee Dabiri, with Sumaneso and Tonko as the flip side. This single was released on 21st December 1966. The single album became an instant hit and served as the beginning of a new era in the guitar band set. The thought-provoking nature of the lyrics and those 2 title tracks made many people felt it was some old or veteran musician who sang these songs. From this stage, promoters and producers changed the group for recording and performing engagement. It was no wonder that in early 1967 the group went to stay in Kumasi under the invitation and sponsorship of a hotelier, the proprietor of Ambassador Gardens in Asin, a Mokum. At the tail end, the African Brothers Band settled with DK and Yako of Obube Records and Happy Bird labels, having formed a recorder for the Ambassador Records of Kumasi and the GFIC. In 1970, the mutual and verbal contract was signed with Mr. DK and Yako, who provided accommodation, musical instruments, and some other pertaining contractual agreement. In 1967 alone, the group recorded 8 songs for the Ambassador Records and 16 songs for GFIC between 1968 and 1978, where Nene Ampadu replaced it for the abrogation of its contract with Mr. DK and Yako. The group had released not less than 400 single tracks. Year after year, the African Brothers Band International released hits and sensational song tracks. In 1972, the government of Ghana, NLC, organized a nationwide big and small bands competition to select the best high life band. The final was held at the Rex Cinema in Accra. And in the end, the African Brothers Band International emerged as the winners, and PSK Ampadu was crowned at the Arts Council of Ghana by the state on February 10, 1973, where the title of Inwanto Pohini Nene Kwame Ampadu was conferred on him. Okay. Okay, so the song that Mr. Nene Mr. Nene Kwame Mpedu won and his African Brothers Band International recorded 1967 is titled EBTE. So let's listen to this song. Alright, I'm gonna go over on my laptop. It's a YouTube video. You know YouTube. Alright. So we just listened to Mr. Nene Kwame Mpedu and his African Brothers Band International. The song that we just listened to is titled EBTE, recorded in 1967. And Mr. Nene Kwame Mpedu and his African Brothers Band International working to get the credit that they are, entitled to for recording a rap song. And again, Mr. Nene, Kwame, and Paydu 1 and his African Brothers Band International. Nene, Kwame, and Paydu 1 and his African Brothers Band International. And the song we just listened to is titled EBTE, recorded in 1967. Mr. Nene, Kwame, and Paydu 1 and his African Brothers Band International. And the song that we just listened to, they recorded, is titled EBTE, recorded in 1967. Now the man that we, the next man we want to throw our support behind, named Mr. G. Dublé Amboli. Mr. G. Dublé Amboli. Mr. G. Dublé Amboli, and he recorded a song in 1973 in an album, Submit Way Do. Mr. G. Dublé Amboli, and he recorded a song in an album in 1973, and the title of that song, Submit Way Do, rap song. And the whole album was rap. The whole album was rap. Now, I'm going to read Mr. Amboli's bio. Born in 1947 in Sekondi in Western Ghana, singer, songwriter, producer, interpreter, multi-instrumentalist, inventor of rap music, and Afro-funk legend, Nene G. Dublé Amboli made his name the Samigwe Do Man when he unleashed his unique brand of Samigwe music on an eager yet unsuspecting world in the 70s with the release of his Samigwe Do fusing high life and funk music. This versatile and irrepressible musical life force exploded on the music scene more than 40 years ago with the factual first rap song in the world called Samigwe Do. Since that hit, he has led many bands, including his own in 1979. Amboli celebrated his silver jubilee in music in 1998. Amboli's early years of music interest date back to the tender age of 8, when he began playing with his father's flute until he had taught himself how to play it. His formal musical training came at the age of 14 under the apprenticeship of Uncle Bunku, who then introduced him to the guitar. The young music enthusiast continued to learn the rudiments of music from the late Sammy Lartey and Ebo Taylor. Amboli spent a great part of his day listening to records of musicians living in the United States. He contributes his freestyle a singer to such mentors as Johnny Brown, Ray Charles, and the late Sam Cooke during the 60s. The young aspiring musician was excitedly impressed with the music he heard on the popular radio show Voice of America Jazz album. The show featured such jazz giants as Jimmy Smith, Max Roach, Wes Montgomery, Charlie Parker, Clifford Brown, Miles Davis, John Coltrane, Ella Fitzgerald, and Benny Eckstein, and many others. They all became part of Mbole's early music experience. The band leader's talents were not limited to Ghana. G. Blake and Mbole were soon invited to London, where he performed to standing room only crowds, having experienced success in his own country as well as London. It was time for the ambitious musician to test his musical abilities elsewhere. In 1988, Mbole arrived in New York City, USA, and Mbole's performance career is extensive and impressive. He has toured throughout West Africa, Europe, Canada, and the United States. He has performed on stage with some of the world's most celebrated African and international artists, such as Miriam Makeba of South Africa, the late Fela Anikulapo Kuti of Nigeria, the late George Howard, Angela Bofield, Norma Conner, Mano Dibango, Lakeside, Chakuzan Takahashi of Japan, Ricardo Estrada of Cuba, Mayuto Correa of Brazil, and toured Ghana with Oscar Bashir and Michael Sessions. Because of his originality, his performances have left audiences raving and shouting for more, as was the case at the world famous Apollo Theater in Harlem, New York. Mbole has played the House of Blues in Hollywood, was a frequent performer at the Jazz Bakery in California, and has played the standing room only crowds in London, England. Returning to Ghana in 1997, Mbole was honored with a standing ovation from the former president of Ghana, John Jerry Rawlings, and the First Lady at Ghana's Music Awards night. In October 2003, Mbole was prestigiously recognized for his commitment to his musical craft with a Lifetime Achievement Award by Jazz Ed Drew from Charles R. Drew University of Medicine and Science, Los Angeles, California. Additionally, he received a congressional gubernatorial certificate of special recognition by Congresswoman Juanita Millender McDonald. Also, LA Weekly nominated Mbole for Best World Beat Recombinant Artist 2003. Still very active on stage in his studio and elsewhere, G. Blake and Mbole have received uncounted musical awards and has 29 albums to his credit, with album number 30 well on his way. It has been said that Mbole's music is entertaining, elevating, and spiritually inescapable, so that its uniqueness transcends all musical categories. So let's listen to Mr. G. Blake and Mbole's song titled Samikwe Do.
Some
The Sugar Hill Gang claimed that they did the first rap song, Rapper's Delight, in the Guinness Book of World Records. It's recorded that the Sugar Hill Gang did the first rap song. Want to throw our support behind Mr. G. Blake and Bo Lee, and support him in his effort to be recognized, acknowledged, and to be given the credit for contributing, for his contribution to music around the world. But for recording the first rap song, rap album, because we have to remember that it's not an album, it's an album. The whole album was rap. Now Mr. Mpedu, the song EBT was one song that we know that's been identified as a rap song, and when it comes to Mr. G. Blake and Bo Lee, the Submit Way Do song is a rap song. But what we have to also remember is that when Mr. Amboli recorded Some Midway Do on that album. The whole album is rap. So we want to throw our support behind Mr. G. Dublé and Bo Lee, as well as Mr. Nene, Kwame and Paydu, for them to get the credit that they are due for their contribution to music, for recording the first rap song, first rap album, and so on and so forth. So again, Mr. G. Dublé and Bo Lee. Mr. G. Dublé and Bo Lee. Mr. G. Dublé and Bo Lee. And the song that he recorded in 1973 is titled Some Midway Do, rap song, as well as rap album. Mr. G. Dublé and Bo Lee recorded a rap song, rap album in 1973 titled Some Midway Do. Now I'm going to get ready to end today's video. Again, my name is Eric D. Johnson, also known as BrightShine. They're right here in the city of Memphis, in the county of Shelby, in the state of Tennessee. I want to thank all my fans, my support, for your continued encouragement and support. Until next time, take care of yourself. Wish each and every one of you the very best, and always put God first. Ooh.